We normally have one beach and one skiing holiday a year. And this year we booked up with two friends to go to Lake Tahoe to ski in Heavenly. So we booked up. Now the flights with Virgin, they were quite early in the morning to get across to San Francisco. And we went that. So we booked up a hotel the night before and stayed in Terminal 2. It's a hotel actually in Terminal 2. We booked in, and we got there, had a nice meal that night. Then about 6:30, woke up ready for the flight. Got out. We'd already paid the hotel. There's nothing to just hand the cards back, and walked out into the airport. And I thought there'd been some zombie apocalypse or something. So I looked up on the got the iPhone out and looked up on the internet what's going on. They discovered there's a big fire at the substation, and they'd closed Heathrow Airport. So we got to there and said, what do we do now? And the chap said, it's likely to be closed for at least a good 8 to 12 hours. I suggest you go home. So the first problem is, how do we get home? Because there's no taxis coming into Heathrow Airport. And I thought, fine, we're covered. I've got insurance. We know we make a claim. Spoke to Virgin. They were really helpful. They said, fine, you can either have all your money back because it's not your fault. They were really helpful indeed. Or we can reschedule the flights. Now, they couldn't reschedule until we went on the Friday. They couldn't reschedule the flights because they were all booked up until the following Wednesday. And unfortunately, my wife had seen that Donny Osmond was singing at Las Vegas. So I foolishly said, well, let's go to Las Vegas instead. And they managed to get some flights to Las Vegas in 2 days afterwards. So I had a very expensive holiday in Las Vegas. My wife was very happy, so I got lots of brownie points. But I was thinking always so fine. When I get home, I can claim my losses through the insurance company. Now, I tried to minimise my losses. I immediately cancelled the car hire. So we only paid 1 day for the car hire. The hotels, we booked 2 hotels, one in Heavenly itself and one over in San Francisco. Both were booked through an internet booking site, which allowed us to cancel and only pay 1 day's cancellation charge. And the hotel in San Francisco, I had no charge at all. I just cancelled it, which was fine. Now, the ski pass, they were very unhelpful. I couldn't cancel my ski pass because I got one of the senior pass for a season. But I got this letter back saying, unfortunately, the only reasons, I've got it here, I'll read it out to you. Under the section for travel delay and abandonment, what is covered? Adverse weather conditions, but not those defined as catastrophe, strike or industrial action, and mechanical breakdown of the public transport on which you are booked to travel. Fires at Heathrow Airport weren't covered, so they just blankly refused to pay out. So I have lost £360 odd on the lift ticket, £60 odd on the car hire, about 120, 130 on the insurance, and a few other bits as well. So they're getting close to £1,000 I'd lost out on. And of course, I also spent a lot more taking my wife to Las Vegas, but of course, you can't claim that, of course, can you? So I was a bit miffed, basically. So looking around, I'm fairly intelligent. I'm a doctor. I've got A-levels. I've got a degree. I've got postgraduate qualifications. I normally understand insurance, and I've gone through the policy, and the policy covered travel delay. I thought, oh, we're covered. But you don't. When I looked at the actual policy, it's a 40-page document of small print. And who has the time to read through all that absolutely small print? And if you disagree with it, what do you do about it? You can't say, they want to say, look, take it or leave it, basically. So you're stuck. I saw something about your new company. I thought I'd give Aaron a ring, see what he says. And that's why we're here.
I think it's totally wild that so many of us take out these insurance policies. And it's not just travel. It can be anything from dental, optical, life. And I think you're lucky it's only 40 pages. I was looking at one of my insurance policies was 140 pages. But I think it's crazy that it's only in like sort of moments like that it's not necessarily about the policy. It's about how impossible it is often to access it, but also to understand what matters. And so I'm curious to know what you were sort of feeling in that moment, because you were probably expecting to be able to recuperate some of these losses, and only to find out that you get this letter saying, hang on a minute, you're not covered. Like, what was the emotion that you were feeling at that
point? I just felt totally cheated, basically. I'd taken this out in good faith. I'd gone through an underwriter, and they'd actually explained to me it's probably a good policy for what I needed. they explained because of my wife's pre-existing medical conditions, this would cover her and it would be okay. And the fact that I'd paid out almost as much as trying to claim back, with £1,000 for the policy, I just felt totally miffed, basically.
Yeah. Well, look, Alex, thank you so much for being in the insurance spotlight. It's stories just like yours that are exactly why I'm building Rehuman.
Yep.
It's the place to store, understand, stay protected. And I've had my own horror story. I lost my bag in Philadelphia, and I was juggling between British Airways and my travel insurance provider. And it's funny because the more people I talk to about this, the more I'm finding that this is a system that is complicated, and
Yep.
it's designed to be that way. And I want to change that. And so,
Aaron, can you hurry up, please? This policy runs out in September, and I'm going with my wife and I are going with two other friends to Italy for 2 weeks. My wife is very busily learning Italian on the Duolingo app, so we should be okay with the language. But I want the insurance covered. So I need a policy to cover our holiday then. So you've got 3 months.
well, good news, because I've got a really awesome team on this right now. So in the next 6 weeks, the first version of our technology is going to be released, and you will be one of the first to try it.
I would love to be a guinea pig for this. See if you can help me.
And you know what? Having heard what you've gone through, I'm really confident that it's the kind of tool that could have made a difference in your situation. And so, I'm looking forward to building it so other people don't have to go through the same thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, look, Alex, thank you again for your time. And we'll keep you posted with the developments.